Dear Mr. Smith, Dear Tom, or even Hi Tom, which is best when you write an English language email for work? Well, of course, it depends on your relationship with the reader and the formality of the situation, as it does with sign-offs such as kind regards, yours sincerely, and thanks. But there is more than just greetings to writing an email, and in this video I will outline all the different parts of an English language email and give you some useful words and phrases that you can use when you write your own English email for work. So please stay tuned. Hi, I'm Andy and I've been teaching English and writing professionally for almost 30 years. And in that time I have written thousands of professional emails, as well as taught countless others how to do it. And as with all forms or genres of writing, there are certain things the reader will expect to see. These can be phrases, the structure, or what we call the tone of voice, or in other words, our level of formality. I will address all these points in this video, so let's get straight in. You can see it's broken down into 6 parts. These are subject, greeting, opening, body, closing, and sign off. First, let's look at the subject. The main point here is to try to be succinct. So keep your subject simple. It's a bit like a newspaper headline with a lot of information packed into a few words. So we often use a noun phrase for this, avoiding verbs and all the smaller grammatical words like in, of, at, etc. Here are some examples. Notification of payment. Note there are 2 nouns and only 1 preposition. Meeting follow-up. Again, only 2 nouns here, and they say everything you need to. Product questions. Same, 2 nouns. Friday meeting agenda. 3 nouns, each providing information. Of course, like most language tips, this is only a guideline. It's not a rule. It's just about being clear and making life easier for your reader, as it is with most forms of writing. Greetings are the first thing that really set the level of formality in an email, from casual to very formal. And I always keep it formal when I first start emailing someone. When the other person, my correspondent, uses a more casual greeting, then I usually do the same thing. I want to know what they are comfortable with. So starting with a more formal greeting, we can write, "To whom it may concern." However, I would only suggest using this when you really don't have a name to address your email to. Dear is quite flexible, and we can start with "Dear Sir," for a man whose name we don't know, or "Dear Madam," for a woman whose name we don't know. Again, it's much better to use a person's actual name, so "Dear Mr." for a man and "Dear Ms." for a woman. A quick side note here, Mrs. MRS is sometimes still used for a married woman and Miss MISS for a single woman. But personally, I never use Mrs. You can see I'm not particularly young, and even to me, Mrs. feels a bit dated. So just use Ms, MS. In fact, even better, don't use Mr. or Ms. Use the person's full name and just avoid gender titles completely, if possible. The next greeting, as we become more casual, is hello. You can add a Mr. or Ms. or just someone's first name. And finally, there is the most casual, hi. This seems really common these days in business. Now, I'm old-fashioned, so I don't like using this until I've got to know someone a little bit better. But so many online companies love to use it as part of their brand style, such as, hi Andy, when they don't know me and are promoting something, or even when I've had a serious issue with their service and need it fixed. Now, this feels to me a bit too friendly given the situation, but I'm an old guy, so what do I know? Here are those greetings again with arrows to show the most formal down to the least. The next part of the email we will look at is the opening. When writing an opening, you'll be either writing to a first-time contact, which is basically an introduction and needs a clear explanation for your reason to email, or you'll be writing a follow-up or reply. There are many reasons you might be emailing someone for the first time, and so there are many ways to start. Here are some suggestions. My name is Andy. I work at The English Writer as an English instructor. You can also add a quick sentence explaining how you know them, such as, I found your website on Google. So here are a couple of examples. This is Lisa Smith from Lucent Technologies. I am emailing you about, then give a reason. How are you today? We're contacting you to ask, and then your reason again. In this final example, the writer uses we're or we are instead of I to stress the company identity above the individual. In an opening, it's really important to state your purpose for your email politely but quickly. We've all got lots of emails during the working day, so we don't have time for too much reading. So say it clearly, politely, and quickly, or it might just end up being sent to the trash. If the email is a follow-up, then here are some possible ways to start your email. I am just following up my email from last week. Yesterday, Tuesday, or some other time expression. Or you could simply use a friendly statement such as, I hope you are well, or a question such as, how have you been? You could even combine them. For example, Dear Lisa, I hope you are well. I am just following up my email from last Monday. Or this is just a follow-up email to last Monday's meeting. If your email is a reply, then you can simply respond to the sender with a suitable answer. Naturally for this, there is no standard way or set phrases you can use, but you could still begin with something like, thanks for asking, or thanks for getting back to me, or I'm pleased to hear you are well. Again, all are dependent on the sender's email and your relationship. The next part of the email we will look at is the body. The body is the purpose of your email, so here you should write what you want to say or ask, and therefore there are no set phrases you need to use. However, there are some useful guidelines you could follow. For example, 2 or 3 paragraphs is probably enough for one email. Keep your message clear, that is, clarity is key. Don't try to sound too clever either by using big words. Your reader just wants to know what you want to say. They don't need to know you have a large vocabulary. This is good writing in business, work, and most other writing situations. And one more suggestion, don't be afraid to use bullet points. These can help when you've got a lot of information to explain. I personally use them a lot, as I have done here, but not just when I'm teaching. I've even used them as a professional news journalist and a magazine feature writer, as well as in essays for university. They're very useful and very clear. As I said, these are guidelines and you should write as much or as little as you need to. Just be clear and think about your reader. The next part of the email we will look at is the closing. The closing is where you end your message before saying goodbye. It's usually only a line, but sometimes you can add an extra phrase for politeness. A call to action is often used in marketing and sales and any communication encouraging prospective customers to go further with the deal. However, a call to action is basically any line that encourages the reader to do something after reading the email. Simple examples include, let me know, call me tomorrow, next week, this afternoon, etc. Or perhaps, send me the document. These are quite short and not very polite, so you might want to add a please in front of those imperative sentences. Here are a few more examples. As mentioned, a closing can include a second phrase for a little more formality and politeness. For example, I look forward to hearing from you. Or similarly, I look forward to your reply. Or perhaps, I hope to hear from you soon. The final part of the email we will look at is the farewell or sign-off. A sign-off or a goodbye depends on the level of formality again, which depends on your relationship with your reader. It's similar to the greeting. Although yours sincerely is a phrase often used in formal letters, you can actually still use it in an email. Or you can simply shorten it to sincerely, or even just yours, followed by your name. And don't forget the comma after the sign-off phrase. Slightly less formal, you could use one of a variety of phrases using regards, such as kind regards, or best regards, or simply regards. Then there are the phrases with best, best wishes, again, best regards, all the best, or simply best. And finally, we can use phrases with thanks, such as thank you and just thanks. There are, of course, many more ways to sign off, so take ideas from the emails you receive. And personally, I tend to use kind regards and regards the most. And when I know someone better, I might use all the best or simply thanks. It's up to you. And that's it. I hope this introduction to writing work emails in English was useful. If it was, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. And if you'd like to actually practice writing emails with my guided support and feedback, please visit my website where I have a practical writing course to help you become a better writer of English emails. I'll put the link in the description below, and don't forget to check out some of my other videos to help you improve your English. So for now, thanks for watching, and till next time, bye!